Hello everyone. Bit of an update for you. At the moment, I know I've been a bit slow on the channel. I've been deep into my novel trying to get the final edit for that done. So hopefully that will be done soon. I'm hoping to be finished by tomorrow. That'll be that over with and concentrate on other projects. And move on to doing stuff on here. So again, apologise for being slow at the moment. I've been, like I said, working hard on other things that required my attention and just get out of the way, move on, and try and get on my novel to be published. So, got that. Bit of a slow news week in the meantime. There isn't a day gone by at the minute that hasn't had something come up. I suppose, really, I should be. I'll open up about government and a few tech firms doing secret trials on internet browsing history, where the government will be collecting your browsing history through a couple of firms for experimental purposes. It's, it's something so profoundly 1984 about 2021, isn't there, at the moment? Um, as far as I'm aware, I don't know who the whistleblower is, but apparently Sky and Virgin Media are helping the government in this. Let's face it, it's a social experiment, isn't it? I'm not entirely sure why, but I know the government spying on you is really not surprising in the least, is it? Um, so now we know those firms are. I'm not entirely sure if BT's one of them. They're rumored to be, which honestly is strongly. If that is the case, I'm strongly considering changing my internet provider. Um, moving on again. Obviously, the Met. It's a rather interesting couple of weeks for the Metropolitan Police and their the woman in charge, Cressida Dick. Never has a name been more appropriately given than this woman's. Um, a Met police officer has been charged and is due to appear in court with the murder and kidnapping of Sarah Everard. This has led to massive public outcry because apparently young girls going on their scooters through a park and getting murdered by a migrant with a knife isn't worthy of outrage, but that's just me. Um, so there's a vigil yesterday. There were clashes with the police at the vigil because it was against the law. You're not allowed to massive social gatherings. At least I'm not allowed to attend a massive social gathering, and nor is no one else. So there was clashes and all that, and my question is why is her death so more important than other people's who have died in such a manner? Um, it's a horrible event. Don't get me wrong, and it's not nice, but shouldn't every person who's been murdered or kidnapped or whatever be in the same category of outcry at this stage? Where was this massive outrage when hundreds upon hundreds of girls are being raped by gangs in Rotherham, and other places like that? What about all the girls that have been missing off the streets? I mean, a few months ago, I don't think there was a day gone by where there wasn't a missing girl or a young woman somewhere. Where was the outcry or concern over that? And the worst thing about it is, all this has done has made the loonies come out and they're basically dancing on the grave of this young girl trying to push their agenda. Starting with Green Party representative in the House of Lords, Baroness Jenny Jones. Now I'm going to repeat that name twice. Baroness Jenny Jones. Baroness Jenny Jones has called for a 6 p.m. curfew on all men. No, I'm not taking a piss. This woman is actually allowed to be in Parliament. I told you it was a mistake. Baroness Jenny Jones wants a 6 p.m. curfew on all men. Let that sink in. Okay? Um, It's madness. Absolute madness. But these are the people who are in charge of the country, and you wonder why we're all absolutely fucked. The worst bit about it is the First Minister of Wales, Drakeford, is actually considering it. He is actually considering it, and I do believe he is sincere in that comment. He is considering it. So, I am going to call on every male in Britain, if this goes through, which, let's face it, with the way it's going, it will, we all identify as women. Or trans. Can't stop you. If you get 6 p.m, I'm a woman, I identify as a woman, well, they're going to be sexist, aren't they? Or they're going to be transphobic. Use their tactics against them. They're powerless to resist. We've already started after years of not fucking doing so, and now we're winning in some cases. It's not hard. And in Parliament, in the wake of this horrible kidnapping and murder by our police officers, because, apparently we don't need self-defense items because the police officers are there to protect us. That aged well, didn't it? Aged about as well as Kirsty Allen's neck. But Jess Phillips is a professional victim and MP who isn't even liked by her own party. I think in the leadership race she had 2% of the vote, which is abysmally low. She has claimed that society has just accepted dead women. The mental gymnastics are quite something with this woman. They really are. Actually, out worldwide homicide rate, Great Britain is 185th out of 230. That's remarkably low, really, for a country as populated by us. She spent 4 minutes in Parliament reading the names of the women killed by a man over the course of the last year. If you'll notice a very familiar pattern with the names of these the men who have killed these women. Here's the thing. Jess Phillips did not include any trans victims, which has backfired against her. Because now she's got people coming out, everyone's favourite punchbag Ash Sukar, who isn't, when she isn't taking time out to tell rape victims to shut the fuck up because diversity would suffer otherwise, has said that Jess Phillips did not include any trans women and this is an attack on trans people. Yes, I'm not joking. These people are in Parliament and we know why they're there. Can't say why they're there though, but we know why they're there. So that happened this last couple of weeks. Obviously it's come out, but here's the bit they're not telling you about this kidnapping and murder. Apparently all men are dangerous and need to be off the streets, but what they're not telling you is a woman has been arrested, not charged immediately, but arrested in aiding and abetting this Met officer in the murder and kidnapping. Get on quite, didn't you? Also, I expect my friends across the pond have already been suffering under it, but I don't know if you're aware or not, but Harry and Meghan Smollett were in the news. They were being interviewed by the gorilla from George in the Jungle and the toupee. Obviously, they're saying, oh, we experienced this, oh, I thought they were being racist, this happened. Anecdotes aren't evidence. Now remember that night you watch a political debate. So they're saying, oh, I experienced this, oh, how black's the baby gonna be, and she was there, she's bloody crying and all that, and you think anyone would have thought she's a professional actress or something, very good at putting on an act. Shocking, I know. Let me say categorically, I have no care for the royal family. I have no care for Meghan or Harry. I have no care for the Queen. I have no care for Prince Phil, even though he is good for a comedy joke or two. I don't give a flying fuck about any of them because they do not give a flying fuck about me. Yeah? Like my dad said, you know, when Princess Diana died, my dad was still busy working in the garden. Someone criticised him for it. But it's like he said, when his dad died, Princess Diana was busy fucking skiing somewhere, not giving two shits. Okay? I don't fucking care. Stop. And, I hate, I'm calling these fucking assholes out when they go, "I'll defend the Queen, the royal family." Funny, we've had our fucking livelihoods and liberty taken over the course of the last fucking year. I didn't see any of those cunts out defending us, do you? No, you fucking don't, do you? Anyway, was she full of shit? Does Roman Polanski use rape whistles as Viagra? Of course she's full of fucking shit. It's all to do with money. That's all it ever has been. Oprah Winfrey is an expert at bloody duping assholes like this. You know? Look at the Skeeving Neverland bloody documentary. It's besmirching an innocent man trying to get a quick dollar out of him. When she's not busy pimping out actresses to Harvey Weinstein, that is. Honestly. Moving on to something a bit more alarming. And a bit more sobering. Scotland. You're so busy trying to fight off the English, you actually realise the biggest problem with Scotland is the Scots. Now, speaking as someone who's got ancestral roots in Scotland, Clan Kilpatrick, this is rather alarming, and I have a couple of friends in Scotland, great guys. I love the history in that Scotland, but the problem is that the people you elected are trying to destroy that history. Now, me, as a filthy Sassenach, who's actually Celtic, but we'll skip over that, cares more about your culture and history than most Scots. It's alarming, isn't it? Basically, there's a hate speech crime that's been passed by the SNP through Scottish Parliament. Scottish Parliament, not English Parliament. Keep that firmly affixed in your brain. Where basically you will be arrested at your own dinner table for having conversations. Now, the alarming thing is, as with all left-wing Marxist policies, it's so unbelievably vague. You could be breaking it for any reason at all, and you'll be breaking it and you will be prosecuted for it. We know that's what it's like. It's like, if you have a look at any gun control legislation, also when you're speaking about gun control, always keep the word control firmly fixed in it. Control. Very important. So you'll be, I'm probably breaking it now if I was in Scotland, just talking about this. This is how vague and dangerous this hate speech crime is. And like I said, it's in the privacy of your own home. You could be sat down having dinner. But the alarming thing is, and you should be keep in mind, how are they going to police this? Are they going to wiretap everyone's home in Scotland? Do you think it's a good idea to have those Alexas, those Siris, those Cortanas, etc.? They're listening in. What you got to remember is, those things are constantly listening to you. Because they got keywords, and they have to watch out for the keywords, so they've got to keep listening to every word you say. How do you know someone's on the other side or not? You don't, do you? And that's what they'll do. Mark my fucking words on that. They are listening devices. Okay? That's how they'll do it. They'll just find someone, they'll hack in. You'll be going on about, well, even in the English Parliament now, you can't talk about demographic changes. But as soon as you do that, go on, you're off. You're down the neck. That's what will happen. You mark my fucking words. That's what will happen. Okay? Mark my words. You get what you fucking vote for. Alright? You get what you vote for. Anyway, that's all for today. I've had enough. I've had enough. I'm fed up with being right and no one listening. You know? I hate being correct at times. Because I really wish I was wrong. And if I was wrong, the world would be a far better place, wouldn't it? Anyway, see you next time. Blood and souls for Lord Arioch. And take care, Magnet.